Hey guys,
What's up?
welcome to what has been a adventure so far. So we got Rusty's Jeep in here. We're doing a 4.5-inch rough country lift. It's the short arm. So we're going to show you how to put that together. We also are doing an SYE kit with the rough country extended drive shaft for the rear. Here in a minute, I'll spin you around and show you the components we got for the front. However, we have taken most of it apart.
And the reason is we knew this was going to be a struggle, especially with the two that we already got. Everything is rusted. We have put penetrating fluid on it. We've put torque to it. We've put heat to it. We've put everything to it. And we knew it was going to be difficult. So there wasn't really anything to talk about because yours is probably going to be different than ours is, because if it has an old lift on it or anything like that and everything's rusted, then you're just going to, some of things you're just going to have to cut. But what you have to do is you have to look at the hardware that you get with your lift kit to know what you can and can't cut.
Or you just plan on having to figure out what that bolt size was, because some of the ones we've taken out have been rusted so bad that I'm not entirely sure we're going to be able to reuse it again. So just be prepared. You know, these things are old. They're rusty.
The newest ones are 23 years old this year.
So yeah, rust is a thing.
It is a real thing.
Now, I'll preface this again later, but if you're watching this to get things together and whatnot, Annie sees going back together is going to be your friend. Because you never know, you might want to upgrade down the road and whatever else. Another thing, we haven't bought it because this is a trail rig and we're going to do something a little different. But go ahead and get on Rough Country or wherever and buy you the flag nuts for the rear shocks.
Yes.
They're like 30
bucks
before tax and shipping on Rough Country, because they're either going to break off, the welded nut up there is going to break loose and you're going to have to cut it off anyway. So that is something that, go ahead and buy it.
Yeah. If you're ordering a lift kit, go ahead and get it.
Yeah. It's going to save you a lot of heartache later and waiting. So again, I'm going to spin you around and show you what we got for the front. And then I'm going to start putting it in while Matt finishes changing oil and Rusty continues to pull out a transfer case. So let me get it turned around here and I'll show you what we got. Okay guys, so this is the majority of the lift. We have the leaf springs hiding out over there. This lift, the one we bought or chose, whatever, is the one where you get the whole spring pack instead of doing the helper spring or whatever. So it came with the Rough Country Premium Shock in 3s. I like them. Whatever if you don't. It came with fixed non-quick disconnect sway bars. The hefty lower control arms, you'll reuse your uppers. It comes with a transfer case drop in case you aren't doing the SYE and the rear drive shaft. It also comes with, I know it's hard to see in here, but brake relocation tabs. Handful of hardware. 2 different sizes of U-bolts. I don't know why. And your lift springs for the front. Other than that, that's all you get. Just remember putting stuff together. Anti-seize on anything that goes through a bushing, and blue Loctite probably wouldn't be a bad idea, because none of these nuts in here are nylocks, and it'll help with, some of them are. So on your non-nylocks, you're going to want to use blue Loctite. Y'all should know not to use Loctite on nylock. So I'm going to I guess start with my springs. That's probably going to be the easiest way to get them in while I can still articulate the axle. So I'll get them put in, or I'll get all this picked up, and then we'll spin around and start putting them in.
All right, guys. So first step is we're going to get these springs in. So we've got everything all set up. We've got the jack set up. Everything is basically taken apart with the exception of the steering. Even the upper control arms are pulled apart because it has to be pulled apart in order to drop down far enough to get these springs in there to compress them.
It's gonna move. We're just gonna have to deal with it. Beat it!
Yep, there it is.
Yes.
All right. So what I was looking for, guys, is there's a little seat right there where the end of the spring is supposed to set. It just makes it easier to set in there.
What is that, a 13?
Looks like it.
Yep. Got her?
Yep.
All right, I'll jack it up and get the jack stand back under it. Ready?
Yep. All right, you're good.
Yep, I'm gonna bring it back up just a little bit.
Yep.
Keep going.
There it is. All right. You're good.
That looks kind of far forward,
What does?
that jack stand.
Okay, right there looks good.
Yeah, that looks better. All right, guys, my turn to talk. We're putting in the lower control arms next. I got some good anti-seize.
Also, probably doesn't hurt to clean up your bolts.
Yeah, it'd probably be a good idea.
You know.
There we go. Ready?
Yep.
Oh, that was a little far. May have to get something.
There it is. Perfect. All I gotta do is slide mine in.
How far is your upper from reaching?
A long way.
Going. Almost. Oh. Nailed it. So did we. Huh? I said, so did we. I mean.
There it is.
Okay.
Cool. It actually went together really well.
Yeah. I mean, sway bar links and then shocks.
All right, guys.
Was they seeing a lot of my butt?
They won.
Sorry, guys.
What you doing?
Right now, we are tightening the, or installing the
Sway bar?
sway bar links. Sorry, had a brain fart there.
Is yours in?
Yep, mine's in.
Okay.
You want help?
I mean, mine's 2 inches off. I need something.
Ow. Okay, guys, at this time, we're going to tighten our upper and lower control arms and our sway bar links. because the only thing we have left to do for the front is install the track bar, but you don't want to do that until you have it on all 4 wheels and sitting on its own weight.
Oh, so he doesn't need shocks?
Oh yeah, we got to put in shocks, I forgot. Hey, it's Rusty's, you know, we do what we do.
Yeah.
But no, shocks are important. Okay guys, so we took an old lift out, we're putting a different lift in. So this one already had the drop brackets for the brake lines, so we're not going to change that on this one. So yeah, and that's a good thing because we don't have to mess with any of these fittings. Also, it's a great time to have the extended brake lines. They're just better than your stock ones. And God only knows how old they are and if they're any good. So we're gonna put in shocks and keep moving. Okay guys, so now we get to do all the fun stuff.
Like try to get it back, like
try
take
to
the shock
get it out of the bag. Okay, so in your little hardware bag for your shock, you get 2 domes, 2 pieces of rubber, and a nut. So we're going to consider this the underside of the vehicle, because it is. Your dome sits and faces up. Your puck goes on it, and it has a little nipple. That nipple sits in the hole going into the engine compartment. And then on top, then it will be nipple, and then dome, then nut. Now, with all that said, here in a minute, once we get this in here, we're going to play the race game because of the way they did this, and I'll show you what that looks like. So, got my hardware. I'm going to go ahead and loosely bolt in the bottom, so I'll be able to get this piece of plastic out later. Now, having a friend help do this will make this easier. If you don't have one, I'm sorry.
You can eyeball. You ready?
Okay. And on just like so. And bada bing. Now I go to the top side, put this on, tighten it down.
Underneath all of that.
Yeah, it's not going to be fun. So if you come over the master cylinder and in, you can get right to it. It's not that bad. Clearly I'm going to have to let this down so I can start some threads on it, but it's ready to go. So that's the front end. Now we'll get ready and do the rear.
We got to tighten everything up.
Oh yeah, we got to tighten all the stuff. I keep forgetting about tightening things.
I mean, it's an XJ.
That's why I got Matt. So yeah, again, do not tighten your track bar until it's on all 4 tires on its own weight. Then tighten your track bar and align it. So we aren't going to show you how to tighten nuts and bolts. Hopefully you know how to do that. In your directions, it should tell you the torque spec on them. If not, German, as we always say, you know, good and tight. But there is a such thing as too tight. So don't forget your blue Loctite if you're going to use it. And other than that, we'll see you when we get to the rear end.
All right, guys, here we are in the back. We've got the axle lowered. We have everything off of it again like we did the front. And again, rusty as all get out. So a couple of the bolts we ended up having to cut. We did have spare bolts. One thing you could do is replace it with grade 8. So if you are going to cut it, or you just know you want to do grade 8, make sure you measure them.
They are a 9/16 diameter bolt, and they are 13 thread pitch.
Well, there you go.
Because I thought we was going to get some. All right.
So, but right now you want everything as low as it can be. Hold on just a second. Let me get some of this on here. Remember, anti-seize. Even if you're getting grade 8 bolts, anti-seize is going to help you down the line.
That should be good.
Okay, I'll keep going.
The little's great, more's better, right?
I need to get mine in. Okay. We got to get over. Okay. I think I'm started. Yeah. My threads are started. So you can swing your shackle.
Which is at the bottom hole?
Yeah, go with the bottom hole.
Okay.
No.
Make sure. So, one thing when we did take it off, and one thing you do have to make sure you save is the
Plate for the U-bolts.
Yeah, the U-bolt plate.
Okay,
Yeah, U-bolt plate. That's what it's called. It's U-bolt plate.
Sure.
So the top of the plate that the nuts sit on, that the U-bolts come up through, make sure you save that plate because that's what's going to help sandwich it, and they don't include it.
That side.
That side. Yep,
Okay,
that's
I got it supported for you. Does that really fit like that?
Shit.
Oh yeah, I don't have to support the pinion anymore.
Super fine thread. Super easy to misthread. I'm ready.
I'm just making sure none of these are different.
No,
Alright. Yeah, I gotta get the other side in. But I can't. I need.
Jack it up.
Yep, I need the other short one though. Alright.
Oh, and right now they're not tight. They're just.
There we go.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying the rear springs are in. Woo. You don't want to tighten them fully until you get the other side done. We're going to get the other side done and then we'll show you the shocks.
Okay guys, so right here is the 2 bolt holes for the shock, and then you have the other one that goes on the axle. Get my hand on the shock correctly. So it just sits just like so. Put your hardware in there, tighten her up, and then attach it on the axle side. I'm not going to insult your intelligence by making you watch me tighten bolts. So we'll do that, and then, oh, before I forget. So right here is where your brake line drop bracket goes. So make sure you put that in there or buy the extended brake lines. So that being said, I'm going to get the shocks in and then we'll come and talk to you about the lift.
All right, guys. So that's installing a 4.5 inch lift. Relatively simple. I know we didn't show you the taking it apart, but it was honestly a pain. A pain.
Yes.
So
we use so much anti-seize going back together.
Yes. So yours is going to be the same because like I mismathed earlier, the newest XJ is actually going to be 24 years old right now. That's the newest one.
Because they quit making them in 01.
Yeah. So, anywho, taking it apart is always going to be fun. Unless you had someone that just put on a lift and you're wanting to put a bigger one. Lucky you. So anywho, like I said, that's getting it together kind of in a rough nutshell. Like I said, we didn't bore you with doing all the nuts and bolts. But other than that, y'all good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
I'll take the brake line loose first.
So that was one of the other things I guess Rusty did bring up. If you're putting in the 4.5-inch lift, you're going to have to extend the brake lines. And it might be a good idea to actually do them before you actually put the rear lift on, but we forgot about it.
The extended brake lines that you can buy through
Rough Country
or anybody else, once you do a 4-inch or bigger lift, they're a great idea anyway. And they're braided.
They're the braided steel lines.
Yeah, they're the braided steel lines, so they're way more durable than your stock rubber lines.
Yeah. So.
But
other than that, that's like I said, way it is. So we'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Like, subscribe, and share. I forgot.